What's up, YouTube? It's Joel here with True Life. Time for a stimulus update on getting checks, an update on the approval process timeline, and student loan forgiveness. So for our stimulus check update, right now this $1.9 trillion stimulus package bill that includes all these checks for everyone is moving extremely fast through Congress. And even though it's not fast enough for us, because we know a lot of people are hurting and need some relief right now, but in terms of Congress's speed, it's actually moving pretty fast. Now, the timeline for this is already in place and is still holding true to what we've already shown before on this channel. And so to go over this timeline, Pelosi has already given us timing on when we can expect to receive these checks. Everything is on schedule with this chart, so we can expect for them to be putting some checks in our bank accounts starting the week of March the 8th if you have direct deposit. And if you're getting a paper check, that will be in the week of March the 15th. And EIP cards are going to be sent out the first week of March the 22nd. So we got our schedule, and hopefully that puts a smile on everyone's face and makes them so happy that they smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, because we're all smiles. Now, we do know that the IRS stated this week that they have sent out all the checks from the second stimulus package that was approved back in December of 2020. So if you have not received your second stimulus of that $600, either by mail or by direct deposit, you have to use the Rebate Recovery Act when you file your taxes so that you can get the stimulus that's owed to you. And so right now, the House committee is fine-tuning the stimulus bill and making sure that all the right wordings and policies are exactly where they are supposed to be at. Then they're going to be sending this final revision to the Budget Committee on February the 22nd. And in the Budget Committee, this is where those words that we have been talking about for a long time are about to come into play. Budget reconciliation. This is where the Budget Committee is in charge of the budget, essentially for the United States, in terms of setting up the framework for congressional action on spending, revenue, and debt limit legislation. So with the budget reconciliation coming into play, they're going to be moving some numbers, adding to the annual deficit, getting this stimulus in play with what's already in the budget that was passed last year in December, so that they can pass this huge $1.9 trillion stimulus package. And they're basically able to do this without Republican support, and basically by simple majority in the Senate using this reconciliation process. So then the next thing that's going to happen is it's going to get passed from there to the Rules Committee, where they expect to send it there on February the 24th. Now, the House Rules Committee considers all bills reported from policy and fiscal committees, and then determines whether and in what order to schedule those bills on the floor of the House. So basically, they look at all the bills that are ready to be sent to the floor, and then they decide on what gets sent first or last, and then they schedule it on a certain date for it to be voted on the floor of the House. So what they're expecting it to do is to be pushed all the way through so that it can be voted for by Friday, February 26th. Everything that Nancy Pelosi is saying, they say is right on schedule, and everything is looking good for us to get those checks by the dates that were specified in the chart that was in the a previous part of this video, showing that we can expect when we can receive those big $1,400 checks, not only for us, but for our dependents as well. So now that we've gone over the full process of the dates and the timelines and where things are at in the approval process of getting that huge $1.9 trillion stimulus package in play through the House to get voted on, the next thing that we're going to talk about is student loan forgiveness. Biden literally came out and said in a town hall meeting that he believes that he cannot forgive $50,000 in student loans. This is putting a lot of people in uproar, like Elizabeth Warren, AOC, Chuck Schumer. A lot of them are tweeting things like this. And what they're basically saying is that Biden has more power than what he's saying he has, and that he can cancel up to $50,000 of student loans for those that have that much or more. And so there's a big conflict over what Biden is saying and what people in his own party is saying, and that what he can actually get actioned on and executed. So Biden is ruffling a lot of feathers right now, but one thing that he did say that is a plus in terms of if you're looking for that student cancellation of some debt, he said, and I quote, "I am prepared to write off what I said I would do, which was the $10,000 of student loan debt, but not $50,000 because I don't think I have the authority to do it." So it's very confusing to hear him say he doesn't think. He's not saying that he doesn't. He said he doesn't think he has the authority, but you also have people of his own party, even the leader, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, saying he has the authority to write off through executive action the $50,000 off of student loan debt. So what's going on here? Basically, it's just politics playing out within their own party. Biden is trying to stay essentially as close to center as he can instead of going all the way left, as some people would say, in terms of, student loan forgiveness. But then at the same time, too, he's trying to be bipartisan, and there's just a lot of things going on with the parties and what's being said even within the parties. And this is where you have a lot of conflict in the Democratic Party right now, because there's some people that feel like they are going to come in and get Biden to do a lot of things that they've had on their agenda for a while, but Biden is staying a lot more center than what they thought he was going to be. And now this is where you've got a lot of conflict, because it's like, what's going to happen? They're supposed to be united. That's what Biden's been talking about a lot, is being united with the Republican Party, with the Democratic Party. But now we're starting to see where the conversations that have been happening behind closed doors come out into the open. And now you have the president who's not being clear in what he's saying or what even his own party is saying. And that's where you get a lot of confusion, and it's hard to, believe, well, what's going to happen, what's going to play out. But this is where we have to understand, guys, that in terms of politics, they say one thing, but most of the time they do another. So I get it. I get where a lot of people are coming from, because there's arguments from the other side saying, what about the people that worked hard and paid off their own student loan debts? What are they going to get? A tax break? Are they going to get a check? And it's a lot to consider. And there's valid points on both sides of the argument of what should be done. For one, you'd be forgiving billions of dollars of debt for people, but at the same time, someone's got to pay for that college, because we all know that nothing in this life is for free. People that really need help should get help. No doubt about that. We are the greatest country in the world. We need to be able to help one another out in our times of need. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I have student loans, and I busted my butt to work hard and pay back those loans. And I know a lot of people have too, in terms of the general population of everybody that has student loans. So let me know what you think about in the comments pertaining to the student loans and forgiveness, and should they forgive some, or should they give tax breaks or whatnot, because there's a lot of people. There's over $1.6 trillion in student loan debt. What's going to happen in terms of forgiveness? But also, too, what about the people that maybe just paid off their loans? Maybe they've been saving up, they were living on rice and beans, didn't get to do what they wanted to do because they were trying to pay off their student loans. Is it fair for them that they didn't get any help, but now people are getting help now? So we've got an update on the bill approval process in terms of, everybody's waiting for those $1,400 stimulus checks. Everything looks like it is on schedule, which is great. And it looks like we are primed and ready for us to be getting that money in our bank accounts. And whether or not we get student loans canceled, remember that it's never a bad idea to invest into yourself. Going to school, getting an education is an investment in yourself that you can never lose. If you work hard and are ready to make something happen, investing in yourself, getting those good grades, you have something that you can always take for you for the rest of your life, and you can do well for yourself, for your family, for those around you, and help to contribute as much as you can in this community that we live in here in the United States. So I just want to say thanks for watching, everyone. This is Joel with True Life Investing. Until next time, peace out.